Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome, welcome. And look who we have here. Dani from
Hey,
Dani
Dani.
Days Ahead.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us, Dani. We're going to give it a couple more minutes for other people to pop in for the notifications to go out.
Just
I love
went
how you
out.
asked me to do this live and you didn't tell me anything. Like
Oh, gosh.
just like, will you join us? Sure. I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know what
Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
Okay.
Trust me.
So these are our goal setting lives is what we call them. And basically we started this in talking about the beginning of the year. We talk about like the 7 F's, which is like faith, family, finances, fitness, fun,
Friend.
future, and friends. So there's our
Okay.
7.
Hey, Suburban Hillbilly.
And basically, when you're trying to think about everything you want to do for the year or like your life goals, even you break them down into small chunks, right? And then as you work through things, you just try to keep everything balanced so that you don't let anything slip, right? Like you want to stay on track with everything. And it's so easy for people like me who get a little obsessive, a little OCD, undiagnosed, unmedicated. That
Me too. With a lot of things, but we won't go over
with
that.
a lot of
Lazy Days
I got
Ahead.
release the scroll.
you release the scroll, right?
Toilet paper. 1,000 sheets.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
my
Stuart.
goodness, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So that's what we talk
Um,
about. So
So
real
I
quick,
have been I'm sorry.
before we get into that, I want to say hi to everybody that's in the chat. So hey there, Vineyard Chicks. I saw you girls come in early. Thank you so much. Gwen, good to see you. Broke Cowgirl Homestead. Suburban Hillbilly, hello, hello. Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Hello, and congratulations to you guys. Stuart's prepping. Good to see you, friend, and thank you for sharing out that reminder to everybody to give this live a thumbs up on your way in. And the Celtic Grandma. Hello, hello. The Celtic Grandma's got some questions out there folks have been answering. And one of them answered and said, questions from Mountain Grandma. I was thinking, what did I ask you? But it wasn't me. It was the Celtic Grandma. So good to see you. Everybody, we've got Dani from Dani Days Ahead. And didn't you used to be Dani Days Homestead? Did you change your channel name?
I did.
So
yes.
Dani
Hey,
Days
Terry does.
Ahead. Hey,
Welcome.
Terry does. Welcome, welcome.
I'm in an
So
undisclosed
welcome.
location today.
That's my husband.
So Dani, do you want to take a minute and kind of tell everybody about your channel and what you do? Hey, Nanny Tam.
Hey, Nanny Tam.
Well, I thought I have you. Well, I will. I've seen y'all's lives before, and I've popped in here a time or two. And I'm sorry, I am in a public place, so I just so you know, I can't really control the
Environment.
Yeah.
Heck, I'm not in a public place, and I can't control the environment. So.
Right.
I'm in an undisclosed location because I can't control my home environment.
This is awesome. Gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fun. I needed this too. I'm just saying, guys. I needed this. Hey, Heather.
So my name is Danielle. A lot of people call me Dani, and so the reason why I changed to Dani Days Ahead. Well, first of all, Jesse kept pressuring me. He's like, "You might as well just change it to Dani Days Ahead." Dani Days.
I gotta interrupt. Is Jesse your new husband?
No, Jesse, like Jesse and
because
Lisa.
She
Jesse
just got married. I was watching your live replay from 6 days ago, and you just got married. So congratulations!
Yeah, congrats.
Terry is my husband. Jesse at Lazy Days Ahead.
Okay.
When I changed it to Dani Days Homestead, he was like, "You might as well just change it to Dani Days Ahead." And as it turns out, I left where my quote unquote homestead was and pretty much started all over. And that's where we had the transition to Dani Days Ahead, because therefore then my channel was just about what was to come in my days ahead. And I had a set routine where I did Tuesday talk at
Uh-huh.
11 on Tuesdays,
Mhm.
Central Time, and then I did Thursday therapy on
Mhm.
Thursdays where I sang cover songs and things like that. However, comma, pause perfect. I left there and I got a 40-hour a week job. Um, and
Mhm.
so fast forward some time and I got married and now I have
Mhm.
3 teenagers and a 40-hour a week job. And
Oof,
so needless
I
and a
remember
whole
those
new
days.
homestead.
Mhm.
So I guess what I was gonna say about having seen y'all's um videos before was that I appreciate the fact that y'all talk about not only goals and accomplishments, but challenges because
Mhm.
there are a lot of those. And
Yeah. There's more challenges than there are goals, let's be honest.
yeah, and
So
nobody
real.
gets on here. Nobody gets nobody gets on here and it's like, let me tell you about what all's going wrong and what I failed at, you know?
Mhm.
And like I feel like a lot of people like look at people on YouTube and me included. And I've really tried to veer away from that because, and I've even separated myself from YouTube a little bit. No,
Mhm.
nobody wants to hear that, but
Mhm.
but
Still
just
go
to
watch
take
your channel.
time to just to take time um on my own like mental and emotional health
Yep.
and the things that I have going on because I
Mhm.
noticed that a lot of times I would be so worried about um making things appear to be a certain way when really I needed to be focused on like instead of making things appear to be good, make sure that they are good,
Yep.
you know,
Mhm. Yeah.
and so that's what I've been working a lot on. And while a lot of that has not went into my channel, unfortunately, I do still want
Mhm.
to do a lot of things with my channel, but
Yeah,
I've been
thanks for
putting
letting me
a
know.
lot of man.
Sorry, I'm cutting in to say hello to folks when I can.
Hey,
Hey,
Tina
Tina.
Oh,
Ladybug. I'll say it too. That's what she said.
sorry.
No, you're okay. Go ahead.
But I just yeah. So whereas my channel was a lot about gardening and my chickens and my dogs and my cats and all the things more like homesteading content, nowadays I've just done more of like vlogging type deals.
Mhm.
Going like I went to a few meetups and I put
Mhm.
things like that up, just a few
Yeah, I
trips and
saw
things.
that. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So my kind of brain, it'll drive me crazy with the uncertainty and not being able to tell you guys, okay, this is what's coming up and this is when
Oh
you can
man.
expect this and this
Mhm.
and that and the other. But I've just
Yeah, I
had
can
to let my
relate.
pride down and realize,
Mhm.
okay, that this is not the time for that. Like
Mhm.
I have things going on that need and deserve my attention that
Mhm.
is outside of YouTube, you know. So
Yeah.
I I had to just, you know, and like this time last year, I was like, I'm in 6 different collabs, and this is when this is coming out, and this is what's going on, and I was all
Uh-huh.
YouTube,
Yep,
you know,
Mhm.
and
yep.
and now my world has been
Yep.
flipped upside down, and everything is great, but as it's just as
Yep.
far as YouTube, the consistency is I'm not able
A
to
little
provide
further
that as
apart.
yeah.
I think of
So
that, like I went through this too, and I think this is a great topic because a lot of our viewers of this live are YouTube creators, right? And I think that that's important just to keep everything in balance, and everything's going to shift for you in months, and it could be weeks. I mean, it's going to be kind of a flip flop just because of the fact that you've got the teenagers and you're working full time. I totally remember that time when I had teenagers,
Yep.
and I'm still
Yeah,
working full time. So, but
for
I
sure.
think that is absolutely important because you can't just do YouTube and have everything look like it's great and not be great. And
Right.
yeah, Lisa, I'll let you chime in because I feel like you probably could speak to this too.
Yeah,
You've
I
been
mean,
there.
I've admitted it before in that I let YouTube
Mhm.
consume me, and the problem was that I wasn't getting what I needed to get done, and now we're
Mhm.
just, it's had to take a back seat
Mhm.
because my family is important and what needs to be
Yes.
done is important and my community is important, but it also can't replace my
Mhm.
life. So,
Mhm.
you know, it takes away the mindfulness of the day, which is important for
Mhm.
your peace. and your
Mhm.
joy. And so, I mean, I identify with the inconsistency because we used to post 3 times a week, and I just can't. And now I have to edit a video for processing a deer, and it's like I'm like, but
Mhm.
I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I totally
Yeah.
enjoy it.
There's
But
an
I also,
artsy part of it that's like a creative outlet that my
Well,
right, but I
brain
see,
also need to get stuff done.
Yep.
I have a question about that. Are we allowed to post things like that? Because I've heard people say, like, you're not allowed to butcher
Danny's a
chickens on
hunter.
YouTube.
And I haven't
And
seen you post any hunting videos, like, just to kind of
well,
share
because
when you're out in the woods and stuff.
I wanted to video him, skinning and quartering that deer that he did yeah, the other day. But I didn't know, is that too graphic? Is that too gruesome for YouTube? I didn't I didn't know.
I so here's the deal. I've always been very tasteful in my processing, and I've always given a warning. I've seen other channels that literally show the kill and you're not supposed to. And they are have no problem with it as far as I know.
Mhm.
So, like for mine, what I've done is I've just said I've shown butchering chickens. I don't do it all the time, but I did it. One of the other things that I did with the deer was I said, look, like if in the beginning, if this is not for you, the animal's deceased and we're gonna butcher it. So if you don't want to watch this, don't watch it.
Yeah.
And I will delete and block anyone who's nasty because I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right.
not fighting online with a coward, so I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Right. No,
That's
what?
right.
But
Well, it,
one
it's it.
one of the
They
other
should be
things
able
that
to
I'll do
respect the
is
fact.
I will put it under
Hey, Grow Big
education
TV. Let me
because
see
I
his
feel it is
comment here.
education, even though it's not a how-to.
Right. Well, I think they should respect the fact that it isn't like we just do this for fun. I mean, it's to put meat in the
Mhm.
freezer. You know,
Yep.
we're not just taking lives like pow, pow, pow and dropping them dead and just to be killing things. I mean, we are processing that. And I think that part shown is important to show, okay, this is what happens after you get the kill. It's going to feed our family.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I think
Agree.
people should have a respect for that. I mean, but
Barb had 2
that's just
roosters fighting and YouTube took it down.
Hey, Barb.
Huh.
yeah,
That's
and see, I used to
ridiculousness.
watch, Justin
It is.
Rhodes,
I
and
mean,
I
in
think that
Mexico, though, they do have legit rooster fights to the death, right?
yeah,
Just like they do with pit bulls. And I only know this from being in Arizona, so close to the border,
yeah.
and communicating with people who are from there, right? And I won't get
Yeah.
into that. But anyhow, um, I just wonder if it's maybe that history behind it, and they, of course, like ruin it for everybody. I'd hate to be a teenager these days. I would have been in so much trouble. We got away with everything when I was young.
So, Danny, what were you saying about watching Justin?
I was watching Justin Rhodes, and I heard him say that due to monetary, being monetized and things like that, that they weren't allowed to show the
Hi,
butchering of the
Maritza.
chickens anymore.
But he also
So
showed unnecessarily, sorry, just saying, unnecessarily showed a dead mama pig that died overnight. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
ironic that, you know, it's the world, I guess.
yeah.
You know,
So
because I used
I
to
don't
watch
know.
him too, and one of the things that kind of turned me off was the fact that he had showed a dead mama pig, and I mean he could have just said she died. I don't think he needed
Oh,
to show that.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we all know stuff happens. You can easily
Yeah.
just say, "Hey, the mama pig died. The piglets are. We need to feed the piglets." You know.
Mhm.
Right.
Hey, Joe.
True,
Well,
true.
So tell us
so
tell us about some of your goals for this year for
And
yourself.
where are you, Danny?
I'm in Alabama.
Okay.
Some of our goals, mainly, I mean, as far as pertaining to the YouTube channel, I don't know, but I do have a lot of goals. um, we plan on, so right now we have a 3-bedroom 1.5 bathroom, and we
Uh-huh.
plan on building a master bedroom. And we have 3 kids, so that means 2 of the kids, the girls, are sharing a bedroom. So our plan is to build a master bedroom downstairs, and
Mhm.
right now all of the rooms are upstairs, and
Mhm.
so that would give each kid their own room, and that would give me a tub. Ah! But so that's one of our big goals. We're hoping to achieve
Mhm.
sometime in the near future. Um,
Mhm.
so we're really contacting people and trying to see who can come look at it and give us estimates and things of that nature. And so I
Mhm.
mean, I did like a rough little drawing, but we need some like more expertise than that. Some little
Mhm.
squares like closet, bathroom.
Mhm.
We need
Yeah.
somebody that knows
Yeah,
something about building to come and check it out.
and
So, because
remodeling and things.
there's a lot more to it than just, I mean, so we're wanting to build on a 30 by 22 foot. I don't know, Terry can correct me, but it's a big
Mhm.
space. So pretty much
Mhm.
the length of the house and out 20 feet more and
Mhm.
build on, and that be like our master suite, so to speak,
Mhm.
and us have our own
Awesome.
bathroom and things. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a big goal coming up.
For
And
sure.
then
Yeah.
after that, then I will be able to focus more on, because a lot of it has just been moving in, making a place for my things, getting, making it my home too, getting things just so and trying to fit 2 more people in the household. And
Mhm.
just getting everything kind of organized and where I know where things are in my own home
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
things like that. Uh, so that's what I've been working on, and now that everything is in and kind of situated,
Mhm.
we're wanting to focus on that build soon, and then after that, I will be able to focus on getting me some chickens and doing
Mhm.
that sort of thing. It's just hard to think right now because whereas when I was doing that before, I stayed at home. I
Mhm.
homeschooled
Right.
Emma, and I did my
Mhm.
house chores and all of that, and it's hard for me to think like, people think gardening is just, like, put out some seeds and water it,
Mhm.
but there's so much more to
Yeah.
it than that.
I'll bet you're right. I'll bet you're right about that, that the people that don't garden think, "What? Just put out some
I mean,
seeds."
yeah, like, no big deal, but I mean, there's a lot of upkeep, and there's a lot of tending to, and there's a lot of and then you have to harvest it all, and
Mhm.
then you can't just harvest it all, you have to preserve it and do things with it,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, at the I just can't
If it's
imagine
more than what you
doing all of
consume.
that. Right,
Yeah.
because I definitely don't wanna just grow a bunch of food that's gonna go to waste, I'm not about that.
Hey there.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Yep.
so I'm waiting for
Mhm.
that time for us, then right now, I don't feel
Mhm.
like is that time,
Yeah.
obviously, it's almost winter
Mhm.
time, so it's obviously not that
Mhm.
time, but even,
Mhm.
like, I just don't know, and because Terry was talking about my husband was talking about, "Come springtime, this, that, and the other," and I was like, "Look, I'm not in a rush, because I would
Mhm.
rather wait until I know that I can tend to those things than add
Uh-huh.
too much and it become overwhelming.
Yeah.
Um, so, but as
Smart.
time goes on, I would like to have all of those things again.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be awesome for you because you were good at gardening.
Eh, I was good for a beginner.
Mhm. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like every year I'm a beginner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only because and it's partly because every year I wanna grow something new. So, I grow some of the stuff I grew before, and every year well, we lived in a new state this year, so, it was kinda acclimating to the new state, but I do. Every year, I could tell you there's a reason why I feel like I'm a beginner gardener every year. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm a beginner at something. Something's going
Well,
on that's gonna be a
there's
first
always
for me.
more
It
to
never
learn.
fails. Mhm.
Always.
There
Always.
is, and that's one of the fun things about it too.
Yeah. Terry, I didn't say anything about your old knees. He said, "And keep my old knees from going up and down the stairs, LOL." But that is talking about looking at things long term. Now he is
Mhm,
11 years
Yeah.
older than me, so he'll always
uh-huh,
be older than me.
mhm.
But we both of us are gonna be old, you know.
Uh-huh.
So that's the kind of idea of looking at the long term. You know,
Yeah.
we do live in a 2-story. There's very steep wooden stairs to get
Mhm.
upstairs. And
Yep.
while we're able to get up and down them right now, if this is going to be our forever
Ooh,
home,
I
so
could see where that would hurt my knees. Too much
yes,
of
so
that, for sure.
we're thinking about the, you know, the long term future, you know,
Yeah,
having all that, having a master suite downstairs,
that's
because
smart.
eventually we're not going to want to chuck up and down the stairs to get to bed, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mountain Grandma, I just put Danny's I was posting some links for you guys and I put Danny's link in there so if you could pin it.
Sure. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. That would be awesome to have that that master
yeah.
bedroom.
Suburban Hillbilly said, decide how big you want your closet and then double it. Just saying, never enough storage. Do you
So
hear that,
true.
Terry?
So true.
Big old
That
closet.
is so
Yeah.
true. I like that it sounds like you guys are planning for the future
Yeah.
with your design of things. And then you'll be able to do that in regards to like your infrastructure for the animals and for your gardening and all of that too.
Plenty of space, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Terry can tell you how many acres there are. I don't know, there's a
Wow.
lot.
Yep.
Wait,
So
and you
that's
don't mean
exciting.
10 out, you mean 10 hours a day, Heather?
I'm sure because she's got the cows, she's milking, she's
She does.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
it's
Wow.
crazy.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. I mean, but it's good
Mhm.
stuff. Like you feel
It's
good
good.
being out there.
It is good stuff. I was, you know, one of the challenges when you work full time is what are you doing full time for someone else? Whatever it
Right.
is, it's going to be taking a toll on your body because it's not going to tend to be diverse activity. So I work in front of my computer a lot, and that is not healthy for me of any way, of any way. Um, so I've been trying to make sure that I get outside, and I went for a long walk in our woods the over the weekend, and I was just like, I need to do this more because it feels so good to be outside. And Heather, I don't know when you're out there for 10 hours a day if you're thinking, oh, this is good. But
Well, you said you guys own just under 100 acres.
that is a blessing. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
Yes.
gosh.
Yay for you guys.
Hey, Helena.
That is
How
awesome.
That's
exciting.
amazing.
So yeah, I've been super blessed. And that's why,
Mhm,
you know, whenever y'all first asked me, like yesterday, I was like, oh
mhm.
no, what am I going to talk about? I was like, you know, I was like, goals, you know, my goal is to keep my sanity. And like, um, but,
And
but
how
I
are
was
you
like,
doing with that?
you
I'm
know,
trying to keep
it's
my sanity too, and that's a struggle sometimes.
yeah, but and you know what? I was like, you know, and if that's how I feel, that's what I should say because there has got to be
You
people that
absolutely
are out
should.
there that are relatable that can relate to that because you know, a lot of times if you're like me,
Thanks.
um we judge our accomplishments by what is tangible. Like what we can see,
Mhm.
okay, I did this and this is the result in the physical realm. You
Yeah,
know, you can
yeah.
see that, okay, and I feel good about that because I can
Mhm,
see the result of that. Well, sometimes
Yeah.
things sometimes that's not how it is, you know, and
mhm,
I think I want to stress the importance of like setting realistic goals, you
mhm,
know, because it does feel good when you're able to achieve your goals and it's okay to set practical and realistic goals that you
mhm.
can achieve
Yeah.
and start small, you know,
Yeah.
start with something that's like even if it's not a big deal to somebody else, that doesn't
Mhm,
matter. Something
mhm,
that is a big deal to you that you've been wanting to do that you've kind of put off, you know, just start with small little goals,
mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, and I think that's important to remember because, you know, oftentimes we just get overwhelmed or we see people on YouTube or on TV or on social media and we set these unrealistic goals for ourselves because those people didn't start there, you know. Those people started
Amen.
small and
Mhm,
worked up to there. You know,
mhm.
they had to start with small goals. Now they're on
That's
there and they're
right.
like, look at this and I got that and this. but they didn't come out the womb with having all that. They had to get there. So,
Mhm.
and that was in the beginning. That's why I wanted to start my YouTube channel, was just
Mhm.
because I was starting with really nothing, and I wanted to show that you could do this on a budget, and you could do this with not a lot of land. And
Mhm.
I mean, we built our chicken pen with out of scraps. We bought a couple of pieces of plywood, and the rest of it was scraps. And we
Mhm.
bought the chicken wire, but the rest of it was just scraps, pretty much.
Mhm.
So I mean, you can do a lot with very little, and that was
Mhm.
mainly why I wanted to start my. I built my first raised flower bed was out of a bunk bed that I
Mhm.
Yeah.
that I cut to pieces and I screwed back together, and
Mhm.
put some
Yeah.
soul in it. So I'm saying,
Yep.
and that was kind of the idea, is that I wanted people to see that, because I got over, I looked at all those people and was just like, I'll never have that, and it kinda got me in a funk, and I was like, "Well, I bet there's a lot of other people out there that feel like that too." So I was like, "Let me get on here and show these people that you can have, it might not be that, but you
Mhm.
can have something,
Mhm.
even if you have little to nothing to work with." And
Mhm.
so
Yep.
that was my inspiration to do it to begin with. And I was going crazy. I was like, well, I mean, I'm still crazy, but I was at home all the time. I never went
Oh, yeah.
anywhere. Like, I never did anything. I didn't
Mhm.
socialize except for with my dogs and my chickens and my daughter.
Mhm.
Like, that was
Mhm.
it, and
Mhm.
and it opened up a whole new world to me when I got on YouTube. When I was real
Mhm.
invested and involved and I met all these people, it really helped me, because I realized, I don't know why I thought something was that wrong with me, but I mean, people seem to think I'm all right, like I
You're
could
all right,
socialize.
Danny.
Like, I could socialize with these people and they don't think
Mhm.
I'm too bad of a weirdo, not
Mhm.
any more than the, next weirdo. So,
I can
um,
relate to that because I feel like I have come across more like-minded people in this YouTube community than I did in everyday life, and I could feel that. Like, I can feel
yeah,
the difference in my life goals, like the
Yeah.
things that are valuable to me versus what's valuable to other people, that are out there in the
right.
regular
There
world.
is a lot of like-minded people on here. It's awesome.
But it's because
Um,
Yep.
we're all kind of, I think everybody's kind of found each other because we share these interests, and it's not
Yep.
necessarily a common desire to have in in our
right.
the way that we prefer to live and to try to live. And we can
The
all,
day
Yeah.
to day.
and suburban hillbilly, we,
Oh, I
you
feel you.
know,
I feel you.
I
I
do
mean,
too.
we started this homestead in 2020, and for
Mhm.
2 years we were nonstop building. Even in 2022, we said,
Guys did
"We're
a
not
lot.
building anything this year," and
Mhm.
we built the 2 pens for the meat birds and the pheasants,
Mhm.
and we just realized that I don't know, was the passion blinding us, and we
Mhm.
didn't realize how sore we were? But,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, now we work on stuff, we are so much different. We're not pig-headed where we're pushing through it and
Mhm.
doing,
Yeah.
18-hour day working on something. Now it's just,
Yeah.
"Stop. We're
I
Yeah.
would
done."
watch you guys, and I would tell my husband, "What the heck?"
Know
Like,
your
they did
limits.
this all. I would have to take so many breaks.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd be
when
taking.
we built the chicken, well, the coop was here as the indoor run, but then we built the outdoor run, and we put a lot of care into it. And
Mhm.
then I remember, we got that done, bang, 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 like unbelievable. And then I remembered being so exhausted, but I woke up the next day, I was fine. Now I'm like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
can't move."
Yeah. Yeah. You feel it the next day,
Oh,
especially.
heck, sitting
Mhm.
here, not in my regular chair, I'm feeling it.
Mhm.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, we're excited
I know,
to,
That's
right?
awesome.
yeah, we ended up getting a $500 grant to be able to
Oh, wow.
repair our fencing. And so we will be able to buy hog panel and more T-posts, which is very,
Awesome.
very exciting for us.
Yeah, a lot of people pick on me because we'll be riding somewhere and I'm like, "That's a nice fence," and and it's like an inside joke. "That's a nice fence, isn't
And
it,
they don't
Danielle?"
appreciate
Uh,
that comment.
and
Huh?
I'm like, "Do you not realize how much goes into building a fence of that
Yeah. Heck, just
size?"
getting the
Like,
materials. The
well, yeah,
material.
and
Yeah.
then the work that it puts in, like, some people have fences all around their whole property. I'm like, I know we have machines now and stuff that makes things easier, but I'm like, still,
They
like,
cost
I'm
money.
like I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, everything. I'm like, that's, I see fences and I appreciate them. Like, people think
Yes.
that's funny, but
Yeah.
like, I like a nice
We're
fence.
right there with you.
I keep telling Ryan I want to fence in the whole property, and so that way I can alternate the boys and the girls pigs out. But it's just the price is just will be off the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, us building the fence in what was it, 2021 for the pastures was, we did it very efficiently, very thriftily. But even then, it was a lot of money and a lot of work.
Yeah.
And just the idea of doing it again, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, girl.
You guys have done a really good job of getting out of debt though, Lisa. I think that's pretty awesome. Like we're still working on the getting out of debt piece. Like how do we get ourselves, as debt free as possible?
Yeah, I'm the only reason we're
We
in
just
And
debt.
in the process, we've created new debt too, which is so frustrating.
I,
we
I
just
had
paid,
to go buy a new 2023 car, and that's that's the only reason we're in debt. Otherwise, we have all our debt paid up, which is a blessing.
yeah,
That is a blessing.
yeah,
If
we
that
worked hard
includes
to pay.
your band, kudos.
Yeah, we paid things off with like the side by side is ours, and we bought that literally in 2020, I think. So
Yeah.
In my defense, though, I have my job. I'm a mentor, she calls me, to a young lady who has autism or Asperger's.
That's
And
awesome.
she is a young woman, so and she's very capable, physically, and
yeah,
she likes to go, 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 do constantly. And
yeah,
so with the car that I had, it was not very reliable. It was a 2010. It wasn't that it was that old. It was just that I beat it up for all of those years that I drove it. I mean, it was just running the ground. It had like 280,000 miles on it, and
You
at
got your
any
money's
point,
worth. Good deal.
yeah, at any
Mm-hmm.
point, it was liable to break down. It was in and
Yeah.
out of the shop, and
Yeah.
I just that
Yeah.
was not a feasible vehicle for me to have with
Yeah.
her. I didn't want to be stuck on the side of the road somewhere, and
yeah,
I thought, well, with a new vehicle, I'll have this warranty, I'll have all this, if something happens to
right.
it, it's on them. I'm not out of pocket to fix it, and it's more reliable and all of these
Smart.
things. So
Yeah.
that's why I got a new vehicle.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy having a new vehicle too, but but I had reasons, is what I'm saying.
Happy belated birthday, Gwen.
Yeah, happy
Yeah.
birthday, Gwen. When was your birthday?
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Everybody wish Gwen at Broke Cowgirl a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. She's a dear friend.
She is. She's awesome.
She
I had a
is.
birthday on the 24th. It was like, 11 days ago.
Was
Happy
it? Well,
birthday.
happy belated birthday to you as
My
well.
my birthday was the day after Thanksgiving.
Never
Haven't had
mind.
a
She hasn't had a
birthday
birthday yet.
Well, you will. So happy birthday for when that time comes.
Oh my goodness. Well, happy belated birthday to you, Danny. Because we've
Yeah,
got one
thank
taker.
you. I was about to sing to her. I'm so glad I did it.
I know, right?
Oh, the
Oh
thought
my
kind of
gosh.
ran through my mind too.
Oh, I need my chair.
That's too funny. And another thing that you mentioned that I could totally relate to, Danny, is just the enormity of like some of our goals and how they impact us from getting a lot of other stuff done sometimes.
Right.
Hey, Tina.
So we had like roofing work done here, and I'm still like on edge because, there's still some money owed for that. And I'm waiting for the last check from the insurance company and all of this kind of stuff. And it's prevented me from stepping too much forward to embark on other things that I want to do just because I feel strapped and like, but the money, we got to make sure we have the money. We can't spend any money. Like, we're going to have to pay this money. I'm waiting on that we got to pay these people, and I hate that piece of it. We don't have a whole lot of debt, but I don't like that. And so that's like one of my worries. And it can totally impact other things that get done. Moving for us was a huge one too. Everything else, I mean, what can you do when you're going to be moving, a 2-day drive away from where you live?
Moving is expensive, whether you're going across
Is,
town or across the
yeah,
United States. It is
yeah,
expensive to move, to set up,
it
and all
is.
that.
It is. Though
And
there's a part of me,
stressful.
Lisa, that I'm like, man, I wish that we would have just bought a piece of land and roughed it and did the off grid, build it from the ground up kind of thing. Only because, has anybody else who has a house payment here noticed that when you make a dang house payment, you could pay like, some ridiculous amount of money for your monthly payment and only like $250 goes towards the principal?
If you make extra payments, you can make them principal
Right.
only.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I pay extra to go towards the principal, but still
Yeah,
that,
but you just bought the place, so like your
yeah.
amortization is
Mm-hmm.
really high right now when it comes to the interest,
Yeah,
right?
it
You're
is.
paying all that up front, whereas the longer you're in it, then more is going to go to principal. So just keep doing it. You just got to keep doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of our thing and why, we're not moving. Ryan always calls it we're a victim of our house. And it's because he talks
Mm-hmm.
about we bought it at a time where the interest rates were real low and the interest rates are real high
Mm-hmm.
now. And they're also the property values, or the prices, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. We saw acres
Everywhere.
the other day and it was like millions of dollars. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
even just on a regular loan, because I refinanced my vehicle not long ago, and I was looking at I was like, okay, so I paid this much, and this is the remainder. I'm like, this is not adding up, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
even with such a low percentage APR, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's still, you're looking
Mm-hmm.
at, I'm paying 120 every $625 I pay or whatever it's adding on 120 each month because of
Mm-hmm.
the interest. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it's just like,
right.
a part of me wants to go ahead and pay off that car, but the other part of me wants a jacuzzi tub and my own
Mm-hmm.
bedroom, like we're far away from the kids.
Don't
So
get too far.
no,
We
no,
had,
not too far. But
when we were in
I also
Arizona, we had some, they were customers of ours because we had a pest control company, and they were friends, like, I don't know, not real close friends, but friendly people because we'd known them for years. And they had a huge house, and they moved to Mexico because the wife was from Mexico and the husband was a lawyer, and he was going to go work on there, and they wanted us to rent the home because they knew us. So we paid, and at the time it wasn't, it 1,400 for like this 3,500 square foot house that had a basketball court and like a ginormous swimming pool. And it was way beyond what we could have afforded if they wanted the regular price for it. But we lived in that, and I'm telling you, we had our room way back. It had 2 different fireplaces, had like a quarters for a maid kind of thing. So we were in a corner of the house, and we would say, I'd be like, if we were in one part, like we had an office, where we set up our office on the other side of the house, and I'd be like, oh, crap. Or if I was in the room and my husband wanted something from the kitchen, I'm like, you want me to go all the way to the kitchen? Like, it was so far than what we're used to. It was one level, guys, 3,500 square, one level. And we would say our kids could have been throwing a party and taking tickets at the door, and we probably would not have known. And We moved when we bought our own place, but it was, I'll tell you, from having that, and it was beautiful. Don't get me wrong, it was beautiful, but I would take a smaller home over a home that was too big and being separated from the kids too much. Any day, I would do it all over again because it makes a tighter knit family. And I
Mhm.
really honestly believe that small quarters make a tighter knit family. And yeah, just keep that in mind. If they could if they could be throwing a party and
I will.
taking money at the door, like you want to make sure you know
Yeah.
what's going on with your kids.
Well, I want the girls to have their own space as well.
Right.
Mhm.
Just because they're both
Hey,
one
Kathleen.
just turned 13 and Emma will be 13 this month.
Oh, those are
No,
fun ages.
in a few days. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. She turns 13 on the 14th. So
Mhm.
yeah, here in not long, 9 days away. So
Aw.
they're just getting to that age where and they were friends
Mhm.
for a little while before they were
Mhm.
sisters now. But it's
Uh-huh.
different,
Oh, that's cool.
whenever and for them too, they were friends, but they came up in two totally different, you know, places,
Mhm.
environments, and now they have it's already hard enough to merge a blended family, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
to share a room, I mean, like you don't have your own personal space,
Mhm.
it's I think it'll be
Right.
better. In this case, I feel like in this case, having
Mhm.
their own space will that
Yeah.
when we come together, it will be because we want to be, not because we're forced to be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be nice for you guys.
Yeah.
Joe was saying not many houses under 400K in New Jersey, and it's so true. I mean, here,
That's crazy.
if they're really cheap,
Sheesh.
they're being sold for vacation rentals.
It's
That's a big,
Arizona too.
or if they're not really cheap, they are so expensive that they literally are homes that sit empty all most of the year and people come for a week, which is
Mhm.
really sad.
Mhm.
So it's just crazy. I mean, we would our house is like, I can't remember the square footage, but we don't want it's small. We're not a huge house.
Yeah.
We do have 3 bedrooms and
Mhm.
everything, and it's great, which I use for a sewing and guest room, and then Ryan's got a man room. But it's really great because it's all on one floor. And then
Mhm.
the property is 2 acres, but the problem is it's very rocky. It's not flat. So we would really like bigger land, but it's just not going to happen.
Mhm.
Because then there's that section of land that is affordable, but it's out of town
Yeah.
and there's no water. So,
Mhm. Yeah. I
Well,
just
we
wish that
don't
we
be oh, oh,
there
sorry.
well like it's a trade-off. Like depending on where you are at with it. We looked everywhere when we moved here. My daughter was expecting. Like we needed to get them, it was just other things involved. So I'm glad that we found what we found because it's worked best great for us. It's
right.
just the cost. And if the interest rate went down, the price of the house payment would go down. But I envy those people who have it all paid off. I feel like that's like the best place to be because the
Yeah.
interest on it is just crazy.
Yeah, I don't need that much for a bedroom. I don't even need, yeah. I know our house is under 2,000 square foot. I think it's like
I
Hmm.
was gonna
1,800.
I was gonna say, don't be fooled about the stairs that we have. Even though it's a two-story house, it's still rather small.
Hmm.
Yep.
So yeah. I
Yeah,
think
it's
Terry told
nice that you
me
can
back
add on
when
to it
his
though. It's
yeah,
yours. You can
when
add
his
on to it, and that's awesome.
oh yeah, I'm grateful for sure.
Mhm.
And make sure
I
you do
think
a
he said
video
when
for
he
Tammy if you do
And do a
it.
video.
yeah,
Tammy. Tammy,
Still
I just
waiting on
love
that
you.
dishwashing soap.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I
I
swear. I
feel
love
like
you.
there's a lot of
I
there's
love you.
inside jokes going on here that I don't know about.
Every time I say I'm going to do something, Tammy adds another she adds another thing to my list and says, "Are you going to do video? I want to see a video." And I tease her because
She does
she
cool
tells me to
stuff.
do all these videos.
Mhm. She does cool stuff that I want to see. I'm a
It
nerd.
is.
I like to learn things. That's my big thing. And with YouTube, sometimes I have to take the time on YouTube to watch those videos that I'm really learning from, not just entertainment, but things that I am learning from because my brain needs that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Suburban
Mhm.
Hillbilly says I need a bigger everything except my backside. Agreed.
Oh, I'm with you
Although my
there,
backside, there's
Gwen.
not much there. It's my gut. So
I
so
have been
funny.
trying so hard to eat healthy. I had made like a pot of lentils with some mung beans. I don't know if anybody's heard of mung beans, but they're really good
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
they're good.
They're supposed to lower your blood pressure.
Ugh.
So we had some chili in the freezer that my husband took out of the freezer to eat. And I'm like, oh, I want some chili, but I'm trying to lay off too much meat. Oops, looks like
Yeah.
we lost her. And so
Oops.
I I took out some chili and I added some of my bean blend to it. She's back. And I ate that. So I'm still getting my healthy beans that I'm eating. And then today I had those same beans and I put some baked sweet potatoes in there because I baked a bunch of root veggies. I'm trying so hard, you guys. That's for another day. Little
What
by
are we
little.
trying so hard to do? I missed it.
I'm trying to eat
Get in
healthy.
shape?
I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm I got some different little things that, might be going on or something like that. And I haven't been feeling real well. So I'm trying to address this through diet. And I've been trying to do a lot of research on different diets, like keto diet, like vegetarian diet, fasting, um, Mediterranean diet. So that's basically the 4 things I've been kind of nerding out on because everybody says the same thing. Everybody's saying the same thing. Hey, G Mama Grows.
Hey, G-Mom.
Everyone's saying like, this diet is so good. It's going to, clear up this, this, and this. There's an anti-cancer diet out there. There's like all of these things related to food. Like people swear by keto, they come off meds. I've seen people say the same thing about a plant-based diet, and digging for health is doing that plant-based. So Mediterranean diet, saying everybody's saying the same thing. So
Andrea?
I'm trying to study them and look for common denominators. So that's where I'm going with it is like, what is their
Well,
common denominator?
before I got this job, I started doing beginner Pilates. And I'm not a workout person at all. But that made me feel a lot better, and it's you do the beginner kind, so it
Kathleen?
doesn't have you doesn't have you do anything crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
it made me feel better. Even if I didn't feel like doing it when I made myself do it, like after I got done doing it, I felt better. It gave me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, how, if I'm exhausted and I don't feel like doing this, how is exercising going to make me feel any better? It's just going to make me more exhausted. But it actually did help me. And
Yep.
I would
For me,
like to
it's
get
getting
back
in the
in the
woods and
routine.
going hiking. So far, I've discovered that, but I think I need to do like some muscle building. But we got a question for you here.
Well, actually, before
Uh-oh.
before you answer that, I just want to say
Mm.
something. The biggest thing about those diets is you need to look at the research done on them, not the fad part,
Yeah.
because people are taking information off the internet. Yes, even
Yep.
in this day, they are taking
Hmm.
information off the internet and thinking it is the way to do it.
Yep.
And so that's the problem. You want to make sure you're
Yes.
doing research on it.
Have you researched any of those, Lisa?
No, my rule has always been trying to move back towards
Go to the
food.
source, not
Well,
the
food
repeat.
in its natural state or as close to
Yep.
its natural state as possible.
Hmm.
Is that KK and Bunky that's on there?
Yeah,
I'm
they wanna
no,
know about,
I do.
um, what animals you have.
I do not have any animals right now. We do have animals, but not
You
farm
got a
animals.
dog?
We have a lop-eared, long-haired rabbit,
Aw.
and and we have a long-haired cat that is outside. His name is Flurkin.
Is
um,
Forkin?
and that's all we have. Flurkin, yeah.
That Forkin cat? Is that where
Yeah.
that came from?
No, it's a takeoff of what was it? Was it Guardians? No, it wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy. Is Harry still in there? It's on a movie, and the cat has this like alien thing that comes out and does rah. Anyway,
Oh, that's
he strolls
funny.
up.
I love it.
It's like an alien cat he's named after, but because it looks like it's like a sweet innocent cat in the movie. He's like, meow, and then it's like, blah, this alien thing comes out of his mouth. Anyway, and then the bunny's name is Harry. So, but I do not have any, like, they're probably asking because I had, chickens and dogs
Yeah.
and cats,
That's all right.
all the things.
That's on next year's list,
no.
probably, right? Or the year after.
I didn't bring, well, I can't find myself ever. After I left my dog, I felt like I left part of my soul behind. Like, I don't know that I can, like, no dog is ever going to replace my dog, like, and it kills me. It's kind of like if you was to just leave a child somewhere and not know how they're doing, or I mean, like, if they're even still alive. I mean, like, that's impossible to do for a parent, right? That's kind of how I feel about my dog. My dog saw me through addiction and recovery and everything else after that, after I was better and more whole. All the struggles even after that. Like, my dog was my best friend. Her name was Ruby, and she was a pit bull. And but she was like my best friend, really. And so it's kind of like when I see puppies and stuff, I'm like, oh, they're so cute. I just want to eat them up. I want to bring them home. But I don't think any dog will replace, like that kind of hole that I have in my heart for Ruby. So, but that was sad for me. I mean, I took my chickens with me. He was like, if you don't take them, I'm going to release them, and whatever happens to them will happen to them. So I loaded up my chickens and I took them with me to my mom's house from the Marvel movies. Yeah.
Cool.
But he wouldn't let me take my dog. So, which it was our dog, but really it was my dog. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. We'll just leave that at that. And so at the end of the day, you just have to call yourself blessed and just thank God that you're out of a situation, and take
That's right.
all your losses. So
Yeah.
But anywho,
That's right.
we are happy. I have moved on, and we are blessed beyond measure, and I'm happy. So my daughter's
Yes, you
happy.
are. And congratulations again on the wedding. That's just awesome. Does anybody have any questions for Dani before we end? We've got like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Suburban Hillbilly said, hold up. Every time I lose one, I lose a piece of my heart. It doesn't mean there's not another place in your heart for another dog. Yeah, I think everybody heals differently.
Yeah.
I know that some people run out and get a dog right away. Others don't. I know for me, when Yogi passed, the house was just so quiet, and I went and got Diesel.
Yeah. That's what I had said that too when I lost girlfriend, that, the one I lost this last year most recently. And my daughter said, but what about when Bear dies? Are you not going to get another? And I'm like, oh, I can't imagine us not having a dog in the house. Like, I think we'll definitely have to.
Well, right now, my teenagers demand enough attention from me without getting another animal.
Oh, hey, look at, you got a neighbor in Alabama that says they know where some puppies are.
Hey, Kathleen. I didn't get to say hey to you when you came in.
Mountain Grim, I had put in the chat for questions for Dani. I don't see any more, but I wanted to give you a heads up. It's 11:54.
All righty. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up, everybody. Thank you again, Dani, for joining us today. I think we had some great discussion and really appreciate you.
Thank you for having
coming
me.
in.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Thank
Yep.
you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next week. Thanks again, Dani.
Thank y'all.
Bye,
Take care.
everybody.
Have a good day.